morning, everybody. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast. We got everybody here. Philly actually made it home. So, hey, what's happening, guys?
Congratulations.
I just want to know one thing before anybody gets started. Philly, I know you said you weren't going to be home because of the delays till the 1st. Now I see you're home. Did you do some planes, trains, and automobile stuff to get home? How did this journey work out?
So they canceled our flight. And so there was a buddy of mine that drove a 15-passenger van and had only 8 people in the van. So we're like, did you guys leave yet? And they're like, no, we're just packing up now. I'm like, well, I could use a ride. And they gave us a ride home.
Nice.
We were blowing all across the lanes of traffic. It was very, very windy. Which is the reason why they canceled all the flights. I was told that the rest of the group got out today, and so that they only had one extra day. They didn't have to spend New Year's in Buffalo, which is, for people in Buffalo are great, I can imagine, but for the people that are not from Buffalo is not the most exciting thing.
We were wondering if you were going to do like a stunt, maybe like get in a barrel and go over Niagara Falls.
So
those people don't generally live, so that's probably not the
That's not true. That's actually the first person that went across Niagara Falls was in 1901. She was a woman who was 63 years old. She brought her cat. Both the cat and her made it. And afterwards, she thought that she would become rich and famous from doing it, and she became neither. She's famous because she's the first one to go across. The first man went across in 1914. And I will tell you, the water is just too cold. I'm not a polar plunger. So
no,
I'm not jumping in that water.
I just wonder how the hell she and the cat made that fall.
So they put her in a barrel. Crazy. She made a special barrel that was made of wood and iron. They put a mattress around the barrel, and she made it with only a few minor injuries. The cat did not get hurt at all.
Well, yeah, because she was the buffer for the cat.
Yeah. I mean, the cat's got 9 lives. It just cost 1.
Yeah, right.
So
wow,
that's what happened. You can look that up.
Now I'm gonna make a special bear. I'm gonna do this damn thing.
At 63 years old.
Go down this. Well, I'm not 63. I'll do it at 53. Be 10 years less. That's okay. I'll take the hit. Just as I wonder if people still do that today. Is that still something anybody does today? Is that still a thing, or is that just people aren't that crazy?
20 people a year, they say.
20 people go down that thing.
Well, I don't know if it's barrel. They bring a barrel. Sometimes they just try to end it all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we certainly don't want that to happen.
So, yeah. And really, you can only go down on the main one, like the main horseshoe. That's the Canadian side, Niagara Falls. If you try to go down on the Buffalo side or the Niagara side, there's a lot more rocks.
Yeah.
That's an ouch, quit it.
For those of you that don't know, today is today is Frankie Cruz's birthday, and you know how much of an a-hole he is. It's his birthday today. So I told him I hope he loses the Patriots in the playoffs. I said, I hope that's your birthday present, because God, if they win, it's gonna be hell.
See, you can't even say stuff like that, because every time you take your video off, it's his logos. So you are like a closet Patriots fan anyway.
Yeah.
What's happening, Sam?
Nobody asked you, Rob. Why are you still here? No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. Rob over there laughing like, yeah, Jay, but fuck you.
Oh man.
But yeah. So I didn't get to watch the Rams game last night. I had too much things going on. How did that turn out?
So it was
not good for the Rams.
No.
There's a couple of things that that game potentially does. Obviously, so the Rams lose, right? So that locks them, almost locks them into the 6th seed now. there's a few scenarios where they're not, but
They could be in the 7th seed.
I think that's Green Bay, right?
No, that's Green Bay. Yeah, no,
Not
that's
locked in though, right? Because if Green Bay was to win,
exactly. That's why I say there's a few scenarios where they're not, that it can play out a different way. But for the most part, the Rams should be the 6th seed. But they did come out and say that everybody's playing against the Cardinals. And I'm sure some of that has to do with the fact that they've lost 2 games in a row and they want to try and right the ship a little bit before you get into the playoffs. Nobody wants to back into the playoffs. That doesn't generally work out very well. But
also, you don't want to lose your division game, your final game of the season, right? It is a division game.
It's Cardinal. I think the biggest question mark out of this game is what does this do to Stafford's MVP race? Because he hauls off and throws 3 picks. And, before the stats were really close, I was thinking he was going to get it because, legacy award and all. But now throwing 3 picks, we watched what that did to Jared Goff a year ago when he had that 5-pick fiasco. They won that game at least. But it could fall at the feet of Drake May after that last night.
I think if it falls at the feet of Drake May, Drake May's gonna have to have a stellar game to really solidify it, I think. But that 3 picks did not help Stafford out. You're right. If he gets to win and doesn't throw interceptions, even if he has a modest game for Drake May, if he doesn't throw any interceptions or fumbles or any of that mess, and they win, I think he does get it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I think it could be tight.
Be given something when he's had padded stats. It's just I can't get over how easy their schedule was. I just don't think he deserves it. When you play a game like that, when you play a schedule like that,
I get it, but you have to beat the teams in front of you.
Right. Yeah, he didn't get it. He didn't make the schedule, so you can't blame him for that. The fact that they had the Sister Mary of the poor and blind and
I mean, they're playing Pee Wee teams. Of course, you're going to look like
they do, but I mean, they did beat the decent teams in front of them also. So it's not like they just shit the bed when it was a good team. Like even in a loss, they were close, right? So it's not like they were a terrible team when good teams played them. So,
well, I think the interesting thing for me is for the Patriots, and I understand your position on the schedule, Rob, because I've been telling Frankie all year that his schedule is 3-ply soft Charmin. So I get it, man. I understand, and I feel the same way about a lot of things that fall into that kind of category. But here's the thing, man. This is Vrabel's first year at Patriots. He brought in a bunch of new draft picks, a bunch of new free agents. Then this is Drake May's 2nd year. When you take into consideration, this team was literally kind of thrown together with the new coach. The fact that they have the 2nd best record in the league, regardless of the schedule or not, is still something to be proud of and still something to take into consideration. I mean, do I think they're going to win this? No, but I think that they're going to continue to. If they continue to go down this route within a year or two, they will be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that Vrabel as your coach of the year is almost a slam dunk here.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised if Drake May gets it now after that meltdown on Monday night.
Yeah.
Well.
So.
And plus that meltdown on Monday night helped out Carolina tremendously too, right? Because now I think if Atlanta wins their final game against New Orleans, it doesn't matter the outcome of the Tampa Bay Carolina game. Carolina,
it's so funny. They lost to the Raiders in the beginning of the season. That's one of the Raiders' wins.
I think we were talking about this last time where the Carolina has the first win. If Tampa gets this last one, then they really will be tied. And then it goes down to what? Conference, but conference is tied.
But now,
so where do they go after conference?
But what happens, though, is now with this game, the way it's set up, if Carolina loses and Atlanta wins, all 3 teams are now 9-8. So, and then because of that,
in all those ties, Tampa Bay's the winner.
No, I thought it was Carolina. Are we sure it's Tampa?
They shouldn't be.
I was reading that it was Carolina,
because they would have the same division and conference wins at that point. So it should be the last one that I saw. It would have, if they all end up tied, Tampa Bay ends up winning, is what I saw last.
Okay.
What statistical category they're using to
Carolina,
discern
that's
that?
So
it ain't the conference. It's not the division. It's not the ties.
So there's a ton. Like it goes like 10 metrics deep.
Okay. Okay. I got
so, obviously it's record, then it's division, then it's conference, then it's strength of schedule. And then there's a couple more. It can actually go down because it almost happened to the Seahawks and the Rams a year ago. It can go all the way down to a coin flip.
Oh, crap. That sucks.
Now, again, it's 10 metrics deep.
Yeah.
It's gotten there, but it would be pretty crazy.
If it did.
Yeah, that'd be wild. And Frankie, you're out of your mind, dude. Yeah, he's 10 metrics deep. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's like, obviously, I think Carolina probably does win.
Right.
I think they beat Tampa. Tampa just doesn't look good.
No.
And, Carolina is going to find a way to punch their ticket to get in. But there is a scenario where they're on the outside looking in. And with as much nonsense as Sonia's been talking, I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, because Carolina will get in. Their first game's either going to be against Seattle or.
Oh no, I mean if they lost it and they missed it.
Oh,
because then all of that talk would be like poof.
So it goes down to 7. There's 7 here. Head to head.
Yep.
Percentage in common games.
Yep.
Best percentage in conference games. So head to head, then division, then conference. If all that's tied, best winning percentage in common games, best winning percentage in conference games, the strength of victory, the strength of schedule, net points, touchdowns in common games, and then the coin toss.
Damn, that's crazy.
The fact that there's a coin toss is rad. Like
that
I hope one day we see
that.
With 18 games, you will. When they go to 18 games, you will see the coin toss come into play.
I mean, it seemed like if you were going to see the coin toss, it would have been before then. It would have been when it was a 14 game.
No, I think the more games, because, if you blow somebody out in week 2,
sure,
that would show up with smaller amount of games. So you would never get past like the number, like 2 or 3, depending on the percentage in conference or the strength of victory. Because realistically,
I mean, we're
Giants.
We're talking about the Giants. So many things have to go right. Both teams would have had to have a blowout in there.
Who knows? I mean, you could have been Chicago and had 7 wins in the last minute.
True.
So,
but if you're talking about point differential, right?
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to validate. So, like from the New York Times, I'm reading that about Atlanta. So, with the 3-way tie, it would go to Carolina. If they because Carolina swept the Falcons this season. They're 2-0 in the season series with the split, and the Bucks for a 3-1 record against other 2 teams. And the Bucks split with the Panthers and the Falcons, giving them a 2-2 record. So in this sense, in a 3-way tie, the Carolina owns the tiebreaker. A 2-way tie, Tampa Bay owns the tiebreaker.
Right.
But Atlanta can't win. Atlanta cannot.
Atlanta's eliminated. But what Atlanta can do, Panthers now can clinch the division with the win over the Bucks or a Falcons win over the Saints.
Yeah, so if the Falcons
that's how that would roll.
Saints, Tampa Bay is automatically eliminated.
Yeah.
Okay, so they need the Falcons lose, but if Tampa wins, then Tampa goes.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tampa's got to win no matter what.
Yeah, because I knew they had the tiebreaker if they beat.
Oh, no, sorry. So Tampa's a game behind. So Tampa's got to win, and Atlanta's got to lose.
The Falcons has to win.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Or lose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because if there's a tiebreaker between the Falcons and the Buccaneers, the Falcons win that tiebreaker. The Buccaneers lose all the tiebreakers, which
Yeah.
is why because Carolina, by beating the Buccaneer or by beating the Falcons.
Yeah. They get
So
that.
that what makes it interesting now is that Atlanta New Orleans game, which would have been a crap game, is actually important because now it's going to help decide the championship in the NFC South, right?
And the fact that the Saints are still really close.
Yep.
A 7-10, they could wind up in second place in the division.
Yep.
If they beat the Saints. The Saints beat the Falcons, they'd wind up in second place in the division.
That's insane. I mean, the Saints have turned it on, so I mean, I'm happy to see that. But yeah,
It would have been a coin toss had the Giants not played the Raiders. It would have been a coin toss. A coin toss. A coin toss.
This show's going well.
I feel like a Monday.
So even though Tampa, if Tampa was to beat Carolina,
yep.
If the Saints or if Atlanta beats or loses to the Saints, right, then Tampa would get in, correct?
So if
Tampa has to win.
Tampa has to win no matter what. But if Atlanta wins, then Carolina would get in
automatically.
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 So I'm saying, so Tampa can still win out and still lose and not make it because of the Atlanta game.
Yep.
Ain't that crazy? Damn.
Yeah.
So Carolina really is in the best driver's spot.
In that scenario, outside of a Panthers win, the winner of this division will have a losing record.
That would suck. That would absolutely suck for Tampa to break the 4-game losing streak and win to try to get in, and Atlanta just beat the pants off of the Saints.
You know, the thing that's funny is with Atlanta beating the Rams, I will absolutely take the Saints to beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this though. This is not the first time that Tampa's made it to the playoffs though.
Well, the Saints,
as a divisional leader,
they have a 7-game winning streak. The Falcons have a 3-game winning streak. The Saints have a 4-game winning streak, and because of that, that's changing all of the strength of schedules.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's by beating the Rams, that completely changed the strength of schedule for this tiebreaker. And that's why I feel bad. You're right. I feel bad for Tampa because nobody thought that Atlanta was going to
make it more fun.
No, I don't have my Modelo with me.
Jay getting strays out of nowhere.
I say, what the fuck?
I didn't say anything about Jay. I just said I didn't have.
Hey, Rob, I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm just looking at your beard. Not a bad beard. It's not bad. No, it's not bad. Don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. You don't have a bad beard. It's a decent beard. But let's be honest. The chromosomes that I have that is off of Modelo and the chromosomes that you have off Modelo, you can just see that you're a lightweight. I'm just saying it's okay.
Oh, I am. I don't drink anymore.
I'm just teasing. I don't drink. After me and Pags had a discussion, I don't really drink anymore, to be honest. As you can see, I don't have no Modelos on this motherfucker. So.
Well, it's also significantly earlier than the show used to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's still.
Back in my day, that had no bearings.
Look, it's still dark. It's still dark out by me. Like that's the outside. Yeah. It's still nighttime.
Hey, listen, mimosa is what we do at breakfast. I don't know what you're talking about. We used to do that. Not anymore.
No, I'm one of those weird Italians that don't get hairy.
Oh, you're one of those weird Italians that don't get hairy?
Me neither. I don't get hairy either.
Right? There's more my back than my head.
Joe's over saying that's because you're an American Italian. You got to come over to the motherland to be the real Italian.
I'm not a true blood. I know. I'm a half blood. And who says this is an ugly sweater? This is Washington Huskies.
Oh,
it's over there. I'm sorry. I'm not a front runner. Like maybe we're in Alabama or something. But
man, y'all's best year was when Penix was there.
Yeah, we had that big Penix energy, right?
Man, that was a good time for your school.
Our best years were back in '92 when we won a national championship. But
Oh, y'all got the national. Oh, man, I didn't remember that far back. I graduated high school in 91. So y'all must have won it the year after I graduated, which would have been my first year in the Navy in Japan. So I wasn't watching anything over there at that time. So that's why y'all snuck that one in. I got you.
yeah, that tracks, Frankie.
Yeah, it definitely tracks. I promise.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, definitely. Happy birthday.
He said, he put the 32 candles on the cake, not the 32 beer cans in the belly. That's what you do, man.
What are you talking about? You can do both.
I mean, you can. You can. Just make sure you're not the one in charge of the fire that goes onto the cake, man. Let somebody else do that. Don't do that. That's fire safety 201, though, by you, just so you know.
Yeah, you better not get anywhere near one. Your whole body would light up.
Man, listen, that has happened. I shit you not. That has. I was lighting the barbecue pit one year, and the wife didn't tell me because she set it up for me, and she didn't tell me she put lighter fluid on the charcoal. So I had my smoke. It's an offset.
Some lighter fluid.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so it's an offset.
Darwinism coming up here.
Hey, listen. So it's an offset smoker. So it's got really super thick steel. So you got to. The way I do mine is I take the blowtorch and I blowtorch the inside of it to get the temperature up really nice. And then I go and I light my charcoal up. But when I laid down with that blowtorch to light that charcoal, man, it was like, and man, my hair was on fire. The beard was on fire. Even my chest was on fire. And the only thing I knew to do was back in the day, stop, drop, and Joe. Stop, drop, and roll. My wife's out there. Jay, why are you rolling around?
We tried twice and both failed. Stop, drop, and roll.
That's what I said. Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, you said something, but neither one of those times was stop, drop, and roll.
Oh, stop.
We can rewind.
See, the problem is you were probably rolling into the fire. Like,
no, I was rolling in the grass like an idiot, and my wife's like, Jay, why you got to roll around? And why are you on fire? So, somebody put charcoal lighter fluid and didn't tell us, son of a bitch, you put charcoal lighter fluid. So now I'm fucking like this.
Like if you're walking around in a pair of socks all day and then you put a lighter to the socks, it'll like
you were on fire. That explains a lot.
Bo, I had no freaking eyebrows. Anyway, those were the fun times of Jay McLovin.
Man.
Yeah. Fire safety.
So
fire safety. Very important fire safety. Fire safety is very important.
Yeah, the importance fire safety is just stay
away. Communication with your wife. That helps too.
Fire Marshal Bill episode
that's
going on.
Fire safety.
Right?
Speaking of intense moments, you have Jamal Adams getting into it with Jameis Winston.
Nice. After the catch, now there's contact over here between a coach and Jamal Adams. But now watch, Jameis Winston comes in, and they start getting into it. And then all of a sudden you have to get the separation. Now the officials come into it. And so I'm not sure what the coach of the Giants was saying to Jamal Adams, but then Winston decides to take it a step further. A lot going on in this game.
Damn. How out of pocket do you got to be to get Jameis Winston like in your face? That is the happiest football player I've ever seen.
Ever. Like ever, dude. Yeah,
no,
ever.
I disagree with that. I think it wouldn't take very much at all. He's a very loyal guy.
Yeah.
So my belief is that it wouldn't take very much at all. He hears something that he don't like, he's going to stand up for his teammate or coach off the drop of a dime. And that's his personality. Great until you piss him off, and then not so great.
I would agree if you'd seen some of this in the past, but you don't really see this out of Winston.
Uh-huh.
Like but he's a fiery guy.
Yeah, and he is on the Giants. I mean, you got to have a little heat to play on that team.
I think it's a good thing. I listen. That's put on the resume for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be on another team next year. Hey, I still got the fire, and I still back up my guys.
He'll be a Giant next year. He had a 2-year contract.
Oh, well,
yeah.
So, but that's still in the resume.
Russ won't.
You think Russ is done after this?
Nah, someone will grab him. Yeah, because you can get him for the league minimum right now. So
he'll be a Jet.
They
have the round robin of bad quarterbacks. He'll be a Jet next year.
Yeah, I would imagine somebody kicks the tires on him just because he'll be cheap enough. But I think our years of seeing him be effective at quarterback is probably about done.
Yeah.
I would see him. I just see him go to Cleveland as a backup / coach.
I can
for
see that.
Shador.
Frankie,
For
there's a
Shador.
0% chance that
Yeah,
will
that
happen.
won't happen. The way he left here, the fans don't want him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fans
Well,
don't get to make a say though.
He,
They really
well,
don't.
no, he doesn't really fit the system here either.
No, he's done.
So
He's toast.
But I could see him being a backup and helping Shador.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do. I mean that's me personally. If I was in his position and I knew that it was over, like listen, I would retire. Like he's definitely one of the guys who's played 2 years too long.
well, and he's made all the money, so it's not like it's not like he needs another, couple $1 million paycheck. Like he did fine.
So then you would
And
run
he's-
probably Sanders, Gabriel, and
And his wife is
and
a
Russ,
hot,
and
right?
Russ.
Like she's got a hot wife.
Yeah, Sierra.
Yeah, she's made a lot of money too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the other, like because he doesn't have the personality to get on television.
They actually had him on a couple of shows this year.
He just
I
comes
would
off-
not be surprised if he gets a shot
Yeah.
in the booth somewhere.
I think the problem with him is he just comes off too phony now. Like when you watch him, he just seems phony the way he talks, and I think that's his biggest.
Let's
problem.
ride. Let's ride.
Yeah, it just
Right.
seems really. It doesn't seem natural coming out of him, but
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of. I mean, even the players. That's why it'd be hard for him to be a mentor. I feel like because a lot of even players think he's a phony guy. So it's going to be hard to be somebody's mentor or try to get in there and help Shador, but is Shador going to take him seriously? Because a lot of players, even the players don't, even their own. Now that he's been gone a while, and you got retirees. You've got ex-Seahawks talking about how like Marshawn Lynch talking about how like I can't even call him on the phone. I got to like call his connection to get me in touch with him.
Because he doesn't
right?
have his
Like,
number and stuff.
he
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
have his number. Like he calls from like private numbers.
Hey, listen. Not like Marshawn Lynch wants to talk to anybody, anyways.
I know that's
I mean, he does.
I mean, so I don't. Out of all the people to say, "Oh, he won't answer my call," well, I don't know if it's you, Marshawn. You don't want to talk to nobody.
But now that he's not in football, he's everywhere
I was
and he's
gonna say, he
talking to
talks to everybody
everybody.
now.
I mean, he's in movies.
He didn't talk to me. He would not. He would not take a picture. Could not do a video.
Well, I mean, the guy.
Hey,
has
but
to
he
have-
was
has
just
to have-
on Bar Rescue not too long ago. Apparently, I guess he owns a bar and it's named after one of his best friends that passed. I saw an episode on Bar Rescue, and it was Marshawn Lynch, and they were doing it on. And
bar
he
named
wasn't even
Skittles?
very talkative then, huh?
Was the bar named Skittles?
Well, there's like Rob Benz, I think is what it's called. Rob Benz, I think, something like that.
But yeah, I
Well,
mean, he's everywhere now.
I know that when he was at, the Deshaun Jackson Michael Vick game, I went up and I tried to, and he's like, "I'm watching the game," and I'm like, "Thank you, sir, appreciate it." And he gave me a nod, like it was.
Oh
It was, hey, listen, if I was going to be cool about it, he was going to be cool about it. And that was the end of that, But that being said, he didn't say a lot. He didn't give me the moment in time. I just needed 2 seconds of time.
See,
He's everywhere else.
He's looking at his PR guy. Hey, man, look, I
yeah.
know
No,
this.
like
I know this dude's like a super fan, but damn, man.
when he's involved, like in the game or anything like that, he is singularly focused in that way, right? So
Yeah.
when he
because he's doing the pictures, right? So
no,
he's
no,
like,
no,
a lot of
it's not
time.
even just that. When he's watching, like he's focused on it. He doesn't want to talk to you. So like even when he became part of the ownership group of our rugby team, the Seawolves, he wouldn't talk to anybody until after everything was done.
All right, Scott.
So you couldn't really talk to him while they were doing the introduction or during the game or anything like that. After the game is the only time you really got to chat with him because he's like, yeah, no, like I'm busy, and which fair enough. right? So when he's watching, that's
I wonder how it would have turned out though if Pags would have went up there and said hi and handed him a bag of Skittles and said, "Gonna have 3 seconds of your time."
the Skittle thing is not going to help you out.
You never know.
He'd probably reach out of his pocket and be like, I got my own. That's what I would say.
Better be a big bag of Skittles. You know what I mean? Like listen, be like, you're not giving him the little fun pack.
Yeah.
Hey, I got
You're
the
giving
family,
him like
I got the
I
family
got a share
value pack.
size. You want to do the share size and share with me, right? You know?
And if you're smart, you get the sour one because that way the package is green like Seahawks, and then you can play it off really
Ooh,
nice.
there you go.
Just saying.
Yeah,
Just
well,
saying.
I didn't have any Skittles on me, so
No.
Yeah,
Lack of
no,
preparation.
he gets that all the time, so that wouldn't really help you out.
But it's the gesture. It's the gesture.
hey, if I brought over, well, I'll keep that to myself.
Hey, wasn't the same guy? Didn't Marshawn, when he used to have his vehicle, he would put velvet ropes around his vehicle so you couldn't. I remember hearing something about that. I think it was in Vegas, but he parked his Lamborghini, whatever he was driving, then he put velvet ropes around it.
Well, yeah, that was probably a rental. He didn't want anybody to scratch it.
No.
I mean, I could understand that because you know they're going to charge you an ounce load if it happens.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scott, yeah, I think Lynch definitely enjoyed his time here in Seattle. In fact, I was watching a show the other day where he came back and he was talking to a bunch of folks at the local here at the seismic activity office or whatever they do. And they were showing him what Beastquake looked like on the size chart. So they're like, here was your earthquake that you caused. And they were showing him and they were going through how they monitored all of that and all. And he was talking about how much he loved, Seattle. The fans loved him, appreciated him. We didn't push him to talk. Like, we understood, hey, if you don't want to say anything, just get out there and play, right? Like, we promoted to me, leave him alone. We understood that. So I think he has Seattle.
I mean,
and Buffalo
obviously
treated him like crap. Like, he was looked at as like a gangster over there in Buffalo for a long time. So
he liked it enough here to become part of the ownership group of local teams. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're not going to do that if you don't like the area.
yeah. So,
But he's here all the time. So because he's a partial owner of not just the Seawolves but also the Kraken. So
That's interesting. Yeah.
Which just beat the Flyers 4-1.
yes, I wore my Kraken. I thought you were going to be here yesterday, Pags, and I wore my Kraken. I was excited. We're back in the playoff hunt, though we lost last night, in that shootout. But I think we're now still above 500. So I think we're in the playoff, like, bottom of it, but I think we're in a wild cards position right now. I think we
Fighting
got
for a wild card.
I think we got back up in there because we got our win percentage over 500. I think we were at like 538 or something like that. So.
I'll tell you right now where we are with the where you guys
because I was
are at.
hoping for a 5-game win streak because I think we were on 4. That would have been a nice 5.
You are 2 points out.
Oh, 2 points out now. Okay, so if we would have won,
No, scratch that. You are 2 points out.
okay.
With 2 games in hand. So if you were to win the 2 games in hand that you have, you guys would have 43 points and would be in the wild card spot.
Okay.
yeah,
So
well,
yes,
it
that
helps
win
that our
last
loss. It helps that our loss was in overtime because then we still got a point out of it.
I got you.
'Cause, I mean,
Oh, well,
honestly,
that-
that's why we're even in the conversation is because we've had so many overtime games. So even though a bunch of them ended up in losses, you still get a point for going to overtime.
7. Yeah, I've had 7 overtime losses, which is 7 points.
Yep.
That you've received.
Yeah,
16
which
and
is-
14 and 7. So really, you guys are not for nothing. You're 16 and 21 with 7 extra points.
Yeah.
But the West as a whole is not that
strong.
good.
What?
No, it's not that good.
I mean, you got
it's got the-
Colorado and you got Dallas both.
well, yeah. Stop. Well,
with
let me
better
finish
records.
here. Let me finish.
He is
You
not
do
going
have the 2 best points right now out of the West. The rest of the West is really soft. There's a lot more losers on that side in comparison. The East is a lot stronger as a whole. However, the East is beating themselves up more. Like Colorado is so much better than everybody else in the West. Dallas is so much better than everybody else in the West. That being said, even the Wild fall into that category, but everybody else stinks.
Yeah,
Like,
the Kraken aren't set up to do anything in the playoffs.
Vegas isn't doing bad. They're at 17-9. They're on a 2-game losing streak though, but they're 17-9.
Well, yeah, but 11. You got to count. They're 17-20 because they have overtime losses. The fact that they have 11 tie games that they've lost, that's 17-20. So you got to think of it like that. That you got to add the last two numbers when you see 17, 9, and 11.
Yeah,
it's 17-20.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, the Kraken aren't set up to do anything in the playoffs because they can't score.
No.
So I mean, even if they find their way in, their defense is good. Their ability to stop goals is great, but they can't score. And so even if they get in, it's not going to matter. Because I think score goals to win.
But just for hockey, for us, just to get in there, to just say we were at least in the wild card is a good step, right? Because we got it there the first year we were around, and then we've been out of the playoffs at all together for the last 2 years. So
no. So we were last year. We got in the playoffs the year before.
It was 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, 2 years ago we were in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think
because we actually went pretty far with a really scrappy team, and then last year we were awful.
Yeah. Oh, see, I remember when we went far. I thought that was 2 years ago. Okay, so that was a year ago, 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
2 seasons ago. And then you ran into. That's when the Vegas Knights won the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was 3 years ago.
We got there the first year, and then
no, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, because it was back to back, and then Vegas, and then last year was. It was last year.
Wasn't Carolina, or
might have been Carolina. I know Carolina was in it, but I thought, Edmonton. No, Panthers.
Yeah,
the Panthers back to back on the Panthers, then Vegas. So it was the Vegas year that you guys lost to them, and you brought them to 6 or 7 games, right?
Yes. Yeah, we had them at the brink. Couldn't close the deal, and then they went on to win.
Yeah.
And then last year we just completely fell off, which is how we ended up with a new coach and a bunch of new people and all that.
Well, I'll just be happy, even if we don't go far, just to get in, to have playoffs. We don't get that much around here in Seattle, right? So we take it when we get it.
Well, and that was the same feel for the Flyers. I always feel that playoff hockey is so much better with Philadelphia in it. It's got to have Philadelphia in it, and Philadelphia hasn't been in it for a while now. The fact that they are number 3 in their division is actually great, with a lot of games on hand. Like, everybody else has played more games than the Flyers, except the Penguins. The Penguins are the only team that's like close. Penguins are down though. We've had 37. We're at 45 points. If we were to win the games that we have on hand against the guy in first place, we would actually have second in the division. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope the Kraken make it in, obviously.
Yeah.
But watching them, you're just like, this.
Not going to do anything.
They're going to go against a team that can score the puck, and they're not going to be able to answer.
Well, yeah, but defense, again, in the playoffs can win games. Your best bet would be to not get Avalanche. However, if the Avalanche do win the President's Cup, that's like a kiss of death.
Yes.
Drinking from that cup means that you don't win another playoff game.
Really?
And it happens frequently. So
So it's like a superstitious thing, but it happens.
That's right.
It happens all the time, actually.
It's winning the first round of a baking challenge. You're not going to win the whole thing. Yeah. No, it's honestly, I don't think it's going to matter who they square off with. And it's only because, again, they can't put it in the net. So their defense is good enough to play with anybody. But they're going to have to beat you by scoring 2 goals and basically blanking you. And that's hard to do for a series.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So now any series they're in is probably going to go some games because the defense is good enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not good enough on the offense to make anything happen. In fact, they're the worst scoring on power plays. Like they have a hard time getting into the positive side of the floor.
Yeah, no, yeah,
when you outnumber the opponent.
Yep.
How you want a power play and we can't get past the blue line? What the hell?
It's wild, but it is a real thing.
Yeah, it is real. I was watching it happen last night.
Yeah.
No, like
that happened with Dallas. When I watched Dallas play a few of their playoff games, they couldn't get on the other side of the opponent, especially was it Edmonton. Edmonton was a real big game. And Vegas thought we played Vegas. We had the same problem against Vegas when we played them. And we couldn't get across to their side very often as much.
I think the worst one that I watched for the Kraken this year was we had 2 players. We had 2 more players, and we couldn't score.
Yeah.
And we could barely keep it on their side of the ice. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that means your defenseman and your goalie is worn out.
Well, I mean,
they can't get a break.
No. When our team was up 2, we couldn't score on offense having 2 more players than them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying on your side, they must have been tired if that's the case. Or you're terrible.
Listen. When there's a 5-on-3, 5-on-3s do not work as well as you would think they do. Unfortunately, you need to have the ice opened up. So when you're playing in the offensive zone, it's really easy to play the triangle. And all you're doing is keeping people away so that all the shots that they have are on the outside of the circles. So when you're doing that, the goalie can see it. So it's not that hard. It really, listen, having 5-on-3s, you have to have a great passing game, which I'm sure Seattle does not. Seattle has a good defensive game. So thinking that they're going to score on 5-on-3 power plays isn't what they do.
Well,
so
what they do is score. Period. Doesn't matter how many people are. It could be an open net. I've seen them not score.
And that's a matter of that's coaching. So coaching is you have to continue to put pucks on the net. Like that's it. You should have your guys just shooting at the net, making sure that they hit the goalie. Even it's like when you're peppering the goalie, and even at their center mass, you're hitting a dead center in the goalie's chest. At least there you're getting the shots on goal.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem right now. And who's your coach? Did I see that? What you have? What's his face on your bench? You guys had what's his face? The coach that was on the Flyers.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Hackstall. Hackstall's no longer on that bench, right? I think he's with the Avalanche right now. But
no, I'm not lost, Scott. I'm just trying to figure out if you're a Canadian fan or an American fan, because no American wants a Canadian team to win. Well, maybe they do. Not this one, though.
Well, they're the 51st state. It's okay for them to win.
Yeah, I guess they are the 51st state, right?
Or
take them out of the Gulf of America for a swim.
But I mean, to think about just as I think about that, and when it comes to hockey, I could talk about it much better than I could play it.
Yeah.
However, I'm getting back in shape. I'm going to start getting.
Lambert.
They've asked me to come up and do a street hockey tournament in March, so I got to start getting preparing.
Yeah, Lane Lambert. That's the coach. I was mind blanking the coach's name.
Yeah.
So Lane Lambert, college coach. Did he come from college?
He's been around. He was with the Islanders and the Maple Leafs.
See, anybody who I think is with the Maple Leafs is definitely not somebody I want on my team.
I mean, he's brought this team a long way from last year, because last year they were battling for the worst team in the league. So,
well, and that's the way you do it. If you're going to make your team better right away, defense is the focus. It's not even the goaltending. You figure that your goaltender, the mid-range of goaltending is everybody except like the top 6. 6 to 8 goaltenders. That you only have a great goaltender can save you out of like 1 or 3 or 4 games a year. Not anything more than that. You got to work on your defense. Your defense has got to get better. The moment your defense gets better, and the moment that you have 3 guys back and 2 guys ahead, kind of like when your centerman is more of a defensive centerman, you're going to stop goals from being scored. When you stop goals from being scored, you are going to win a lot more games or get at least a point, which is what they're doing.
Well, that's the thing, is they're not winning a lot of games only because they're not getting the offensive production, but they are getting a lot of overtime. So they're getting a point because you can't score on them. They're one of the best at stopping goals. The problem is they're equally as bad
and scoring them.
So, they were the second or third best at stopping goals. They're the second worst at scoring goals, which is how a lot of these go into overtime, tied 2-2 or 3-3. So, it's it makes for intense games though. Like you're locked in the whole time. So,
well, I've always said, and I told you this before, even on football, man, I feel like if you have a great defense and you have a good run game and you can chew up the clock and keep them off that's a strategy right there. Same thing with hockey. I mean, again, I'm not a big hockey follower because I'm in Houston. Nobody down here plays hockey. Nobody. No high school, no college, no nothing. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's why the interest is so low down here. But I mean, we had to go to Minnesota, I think, to get our damn hockey team. They had the Stars. Did the Stars come from Minnesota, right? Minneapolis, I think, at one point. So there you go. But I do think defense, man, that's where it's at. Defense, and then you got to be on the other side of the ice. You can't just stay on that side of the ice all the time. At least when I've seen, they all look fatigued by the time they do get to the other side. I know that's how Dallas looked when they against the Kraken, and they looked like that against Vegas and Edmonton a few times. Well, ultimately they lost to Edmonton. But.
Yeah, no, the Kraken are good on defense. They are slow on offense.
Yeah.
Very true.
And it's frustrating.
Yep.
So you've had 11 overtime games out of the games that you've played. You've won 4 of them. In retrospect, actually, the Avalanche have had 10 overtime games and have only won 3 of them. So you're on par in that regards.
Yeah.
The difference between you and the Avalanche are, they only have 2 losses in total.
Yeah.
And 7 overtime losses. They're like 29-9.
Yeah.
The Dallas Stars have like 7 straight losses in comparison. They're 25-7-7. They probably have had 10 overtime games too.
When you look at those overtime games, 10 of those overtime games were in the first 22 games.
Yeah.
Like it was a wild start to this season.
And then you had a losing streak for a little while.
Yeah, we had we had a 7-game slide, which took us from the second spot in the West to second to last. So, I mean, them getting some wins is helping them creep back into the conversation. But that 7-game slide was rough.
Well, and that's also as I'm looking at that with those losses, they were against tough teams. I mean, Utah not as much, but you had like the Sabres. They're on an 8-game winning streak right now. The Avalanche, which is playing great. The Flames, which are just a really good team. The Oilers, really good team. You had back-to-back games against them. The Stars, the Red Wings that are first in their division, and the Wild, which is also top 3 in that division. So it's like
their ability to stop scoring is great, no question. They just can't do anything on the other side. And that's why it's going to be an issue once you get to the playoffs.
Yeah, but when you think about the teams that they lost to, going all the way back to the Islanders, which was on the 23rd of November, because you guys had a big losing streak for a little while, where it was like you won the game in the middle, but it wasn't helpful. Was the Islanders? They're in a playoff spot. They're number 2 in our division. The Stars, number 2 in the conference. The Oilers, number 4 in your conference. Oilers again, 4 in the conference. Red Wings, 3 in the conference in our side. The Wild, 4 in your conference. The Kings, you won. So I just named 6 losses right there, all against playoff teams.
Yeah.
Then you beat the Kings, not in the playoffs. The Mammoth, you lost to them, not in the playoffs. But then the Sabres, playoffs. Avalanche, playoffs. Flames, playoffs. And then you started to win against the teams that you should beat. The Sharks stink. The Ducks stink. The Flyers actually was a good win. However, the Flyers are, they are doing their West Coast road trip, and they usually
stink.
In the beginning. Well, they usually in the beginning they're drinking.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing you'll notice is in wins,
yeah,
they've been able to keep the opposing team generally to 2, sometimes 3, because 3 goals is kind of where this team tops out. So if they're going to win, then they got to keep you below 3 goals. 3 or less is their number to win.
Are we talking about Kraken hockey or Mariner baseball? Sorry.
Yes.
It seems like to me,
like that's how Seattle teams are built, right? Like in a sense, like defense.
Yeah.
Right?
But it seems to me like, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are much knowledgeable than I am at hockey, but it seems to me like the hockey when I've watched it, most of the scorers typically, if you can score 3 goals, I mean, they're usually going to get you a win most of the time. Maybe all the time, but most of the time you should have a pretty good record with 3, because it seems like a lot of goals end in like 2 2s or 3 2s or 3 1s. That's the ones I've seen. I'm sure they get higher than that, but
yes. So like your average score for the best teams is like just right at 3.
right.
So when you're looking at it from that perspective, the distance between the top and the bottom team isn't that far. Right. When you watch the games, it is.
Yeah, it's a big difference. When you start to think about it like that, it's like when you are, when you score like 2.7 goals a game, in comparison to 2.3 goals a game, you have a lot more wins.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Hockey is similar to soccer in that regards.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like they've only had like a couple of explosive games. Again, offense is just not where they're good, and that's my concern for if they do make it into the playoffs, which is why, almost a month ago, I was like, they really need to go pick up a scorer or 2 because they need more production from the offensive side to actually make a run. Can they get in? Sure. I'm sure they can find the way in, especially with overtime giving you a point. They could find
with
their
as
way.
With as soft as the West is, good defense will get them in.
Exactly. But the problem is without the ability to score, that's where they're probably a one and done.
Let's see. It depends. Again, if you're going up against an Avalanche team and you are keeping them off, so a team like the Avalanche that's winning a lot of games, like, and I'm assuming that you guys get the 8th seed and the Avalanche, that everybody holds serve and you guys sneak in on the 8th seed.
Sure.
When you are playing them and you hold them to 2 goals a game, you're going to have a better chance of winning, because at that point, your goaltending is doing its job and it's the defense. They'll start getting very frustrated.
That's literally what I just said. We can win if we can keep people at 2 goals or less. right?
Yeah.
Like
Even at 3 goals in the playoffs is actually a team like the Avalanche. If you hold them to 3 goals and they are putting like 40 shots on net, they're going to be
3 goals will be an overtime game because that's where the Kraken top out.
Yeah.
Well, see, the good thing is that when it comes to those types of games, you could win those games. You want them to go to overtime. You want them to go to overtime in the playoffs because everybody gets the asshole pucker. They start to squeeze a little bit more because there's nothing more exciting than playoff hockey in the overtime.
The downside, we want it to go to overtime. We don't want it to go to shootouts. I think they're 0-4.
No shootouts in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
So once you don't care about that in the playoffs, you don't care because there is none. You'll play 18 periods.
That's right. What's a good thing because they suck at shootouts.
I was going to say that is definitely not a strong suit for the
there's not
Kraken.
shootouts in the playoff.
Yeah, the Flyers had that for a long time.
I mean, that's why we lost last night.
Yeah.
We lost in the
What's
shootout.
interesting, man, because I know Scott said in the comments he wanted to see a Canadian team be in the title game, or whatever.
They have been.
Edmonton
has been in there the last 2 years.
Oh no, trust me, I get what's going on with Edmonton, because Edmonton last year we the Dallas Stars beat Colorado and they gave us a run for our money. Colorado did, but then we played Edmonton. That was like a whole other level of a team.
Edmonton
versus
is
what I
fourth
saw
in the
against.
conference.
That Edmonton team was incredible last year, and it looks like this year they've fallen down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Edmonton will come back?
Yeah, Edmonton is a switch guy. They're a switch team. So they are playing the switch, like they are going to turn on the switch as you get closer to the playoffs.
Okay.
That's how they're playing right now at the moment.
Okay.
So,
All right.
That's your hockey news for the year.
Right? Like
There you go.
that ended
Got
up
that
being
out
a
of
lot
the system,
bigger
right?
segment than I was expecting. But that works. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Helps us bring our content to you. Otherwise, we are going to get out of here. Some of us will see you tomorrow.
I may not. I may be on the road heading somewhere. If that's the case, I'll check in.
Right on. And Jay is disappearing until next week.
Yep, I'll be back on Monday. I got to get the last part of this New Year's.
If I don't
done
see
with
you,
the
Happy
family.
New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year, folks.
everybody.
And remember,
That's
fire safety. Fire
Yeah.
safety.